I'll be taking you through the process of making a wedding cake in Nigeria, right from the ingredient procurement, the process, and the delivery palaver that almost stopped us from delivering this beautiful wedding cake to the venue. In case you don't know me, my name is Olaomi Jumoke Bisris. I'm a baker and a cake enthusiast. So if you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, you are highly welcome to my YouTube channel. Kindly subscribe and turn on the notification bell so that you'll be the first to see my video each time I make a post. Thank you once again. You're welcome to my YouTube channel. Let's dive in. So first, I started by creaming my buttercream. I had to do this before I started baking the cake. As you can see me turning the buttercream into the container, that's where I store my buttercream. This was done exactly the night I took this order. So the next morning my teammate came around and she was helping with the sugar flowers. So I started baking my cake. I started by baking the vanilla cake first. We actually had less than 4 days to deliver this order. This order was an impromptu job. So it was just less than a week to the wedding day that the client made payments. So yeah, I was greasing the pan with the butter. This is to prevent the cake from sticking to the baking pan. So what I did was I lined it. How to lining is that you're going to take your baking pan, then you take your pen and roll a circular line based on the pan shape. Then you cut it out with your scissors and then you fix it to the baking pan. So after lining the baking pan, I continue my baking process. Guys, you see this cake is so large. I didn't even have to use oil base for this vanilla that you're seeing right here. Did I use anything like milk? And it's so creamy. If you need this recipe, it's available for a token. I'll be sharing the brand I used and the recipe I used through a video tutorial. That same night when I was baking the vanilla cake, I started with the fondant. I started needing the fondant too. I needed about 3 kg of fondant. Although I still eventually needed an extra 1 kg because the 3 kg was not enough for the cake that I was decorating. See the outcome now. This cake is so moist, fluffy, and super rich. Once I was through with the vanilla cake, I started making the chocolate cake. So I also do the same with the red velvet cake. So I baked this cake overnight. The next morning, my teammates came to assist me. See our red velvet cake now. See how lush it is. This cake is very moist and decadent. I also made the chocolate ganache because I have to ganache this cake because it's the wedding cake and it's also 3-tier cake. This is to give the cake stability and to prevent the cake from tearing apart during delivery. Can you see how silky this ganache looks like? See the excitement on my face when I was buying it. So after we're done with some of the sugar flowers, we kept it in the hot cupboard. This hot cupboard is just you converting an old cupboard, or you can create a new one. And then you're going to do those lights. You know those olden days light then that they used to use then, and they used to consume high voltage, the yellow light. It has enough power. So that's what's going to help to dry your sugar flowers or your sugar modeling. That's what those store bakers usually use that you may not be aware. So it prevents your fondant or a flour paste for melting. This was actually something that I didn't know about before. Those times, whenever I do maybe like a sugar modeling, I'll just say that okay, maybe when it's time for delivery, to start melting. I really don't know about this until I learned it eventually, and then I knew that this was what was used to prevent it from melting. So it's very, very important if you are doing sugar modelings. Because humidity also affects your fondant, so that hot cupboard too also helps in rainy season. You're scared that your fondant will melt. You can have those yellow lights in your environments where you work to prevent humidity. So that was me showing off my red velvet cake. My red velvet cake is a banger. If you need the recipe, you can DM me for it. And also, that's me here stacking the cakes. It's time for stacking. I know some people be like, why are you not wearing hand gloves while you're doing your cake? Yes, the reason why I'm not wearing gloves is because I love to work with my hands directly. So I make sure that I wash my hands. The only time I like to wear gloves is maybe I have an injury in my hand. So I need not to have direct contact with the cake. That's when I used to wear hand gloves. Sometimes it may be the reason, or sometimes I just feel like using gloves. If you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, please, this is the time to subscribe to my YouTube channel. I have a goal of attaining 10,000 subscribers. Please kindly assist me to reach that goal. I will really, really, really appreciate. So this is basically how I trim my cakes. And now it's time for ganashing. You can continue watching this video to see how I ganache my cake. This ganache recipe is so stable and gives your cake stability. That's one of the reasons why it's essential for you to ganache your cake, especially a very moist cake, especially when it's even a fondant cake and you have to place another cake on top the other. Also, one of the reasons why you should ganache your cake is some of your clients may want fillings in their cakes. So when you use chocolate ganache, it prevents the fillings from popping out from the cake when you do a fondant cake. So with this ganache, you can add fillings to your fondant cake, especially when it's a tall cake. You don't have to be scared that okay, it's going to fall or maybe the cake is going to crumble. No, nothing like that. As far as your ganache recipe is intact. Can see me dancing. This is the mood you will be in when you have a very stable ganache recipe like mine. So I had to steam the cake so as to smoothen the body of my ganache well. After which I kept it in a chiller for a few minutes in order for it to set. I continue with the bigger base. I also stack and trim the cake, after which I butter coat it and finally garnished it. You see, this process I'm doing is what they call sandpapering. Is to ensure that maybe when you have trimmed your cake, so ensure that every little pieces that is in the body of cake is being trimmed away very well. This is to add an extra finishing to your cake trimming to ensure that your cakes are well trimmed. my ganache started becoming small. I had to manage it. You can see the way I was trying to manage the ganache. I managed it. I used about 600 grams of chocolate ganache to do this cake you're seeing right here. I covered a size 9 and a size 12 cake. So as usual, I did the normal carving process. I covered it up. I smoothed the top of the ganache and then the sides. And then I finally steamed this chocolate ganache cake you're seeing right here. After steaming it, I had to keep it in the chiller to set for some minutes. Once the cakes were set, I had to cut out the excesses using my palette knife. I did the same for the size 9 inches and the 12 inches cake. Once I was done, I then smoothed the top of the ganache cake. I had to smoothen it very well. You can see me doing that in this video. After that, I rolled out the fondant that I'll be using to cover my cake board for the wedding cake. You can see me working hard, serious gear. After a while, she let me smite my audience, see me opening my teeth now. Then my colleague came to assist me. She was rolling out the fondant while I was paneling the cake. So we eventually successfully covered this cake. We covered all the cakes, the 3 cakes, and it was time for delivery. You see, this part was the most crucial part of all the processes we encountered while doing this wedding cake. This wedding cake was for Saturday, and earlier that night, which was Friday, rain fell. The environment we stayed was flooded with water. At the front of where I work, the place was filled with water. I had to go to the back door, which was for emergency in case of situations like this. I had help getting the cake to the other side by my neighbor. My neighbor was so happy carrying the cake. This was me here carrying the cake with the aim of going to the other street. So I kept the cake at my neighbor's shop. While waiting for our ride to come pick us up, I had my teammate come to the cake studio as early as 8 o'clock, of which we dowed and do some finishing touch to the cake before taking it for delivery. By 8:30, we had booked the ride and the man was already at my environment. Then he called me and he was like, "I not come through to my street due to the bad road." I was like, "It couldn't be this bad." And I've been waiting for this man, trying to let him to push through, but he has been telling me that it's not possible. He has gone to different way to which he can come across to my street. And then I was like, what's going on? Finally, I decided that okay, let me go and check out what was going on. Hey, the road was so bad. Everywhere was literally bad. Before then, I had called one of my friends that he should please assist me to carry me to the place where the Uber driver was. He told me that it was not possible. At the night before, someone had told him that he should not bring his car because the road is literally bad. I didn't know what to do. And that was why when I decided that okay, I was going to go and check environment. Every cars that were there, everything like it sunk into the bad road.
Well done. This road is so bad, and I want to deliver a cake. God, how will I do this? Like seriously.
So this was me when coming back. So when I came back, I planned with my teammates that she's going to carry the cake through the bike to where the man was. I described the places she's going to meet the man because I'd earlier met the man when I went out to check the environment. I discussed with him and pleaded with him to be patient for us as this was a special occasion that he should not cancel the ride. So the plan was that my teammate was going to come back. It took her a while to come back and I was like, okay, we still have another extra cake and we still have some loads that we are taking there. So I was like, let me take the load to where the guy was. And I went there. I didn't meet the man. I didn't meet my girl. Like, God, what's going on? And our bags and our phone were in my load. So there's no way I could communicate with her. I was almost crying that I can't find this man. And I also cannot find my teammate. I was like, God, what will I do? So I had to call one of my neighbors to him to confirm if she has come back. So he was like, I should not worry, he's going to handle the situation. He went back and he brought my teammates along. Everything went fine. I was so happy.
Bus stop.
Yeah, let's go, sir.
Complete the one, you know.
Nice, Doctor. Thank you so much. God bless you.
Thank you.
This was like a movie, like a plot twist that the driver didn't actually left. Neither did my girl had any issue with the cake while taking it to where he is.
You would have waited for me. You did not pick my call. No, I could have not waited. I would have finished to go back again for this package.
I already took bike.
All these things.
Took bike already.
I don't know now. I was trying to be proactive.
You would have waited because you went to tell him to stay there. And that place is not.
That was the mistake. I was not looking at it. So then I realized that your phone was there. I could not communicate. I was not calling him. So I was not replying. I was not like, Iboni cake you are, Iboni man you are. No. Shaking back into it, just saying.
Oh yeah. Because my hand is paining.
Kele, don't try. Sorry, baby.
Where money self when I deal with?
This man, after I don't discuss it, I don't tell you my problem. Tell you wetin dey happen.
He try for us.
It's fine, yo. It's fine for us. So I just said don't leave us go now. I swear.
Yeah,
I said that message.
You would have just told him to come to this place.
I was like, when you know that.
Bike.
I don't know. My mind was not there.
You suffer and I suffer for this.
Sorry, you don't try. God bless you.
Because I
discuss this thing.
Drop it down. Then I went back and take him to this place.
Well, I was scared. I was like, what's going on? And I realized that we have this extra package. That came in my bay and what's you. You understand?
Bike now.
Èmi ò mọ̀ pé wàá gbé báyìí. Èmi náà ti calculate bó ṣe ń calculate láti wà proactive náà ni èmi náà calculate.
I had gone to stress as a result of all this experience. He's the most patient bad driver. He has been waiting for us for like 9 o'clock till 12. Like, who does that? So we arrived at the venue, number 4 Igbo Uku. So when we got there, we saw that the place was empty. We're not hearing like music or any sounds. We now asked that, okay, is there any event center that was close to the environment? That was when they directed us to that elite hotel. We went there, we saw that there was nothing going on. We had to call the number from the RSVP. So the bridesmaid picked up and then we explained to her the situation on ground and then she redirected us. Say, you didn't know that Igbo Uku is 2 destinations in Lagos. There's one at Sherry and there's also one at Igomu. That's mine too. Over here, we're praising the Uber driver for his patience and everything.
No amount at all. But you did this one for us.
Thank you.
God bless.
The Uber driver wanted to stop us. He didn't want to go any further to the Gomu because he was scared of like coming back, the traffic and all that. But we had to beg him and he answered us. He attended to us after so much pleading.
inside the hall. I be there they play.
Now you dey stress us, Igboukwu.
Why stress?
Eventually, we got to the environment, the major venue at the major Igbo Uku. The difference was that this one is Igbo Uku or they are both Igbo Uku precincts, but that difference is that or. That was why we didn't get the right venue.
I'll carry you.
We had help carrying the cake to the hall. You can see the Uber driver assisting me. I didn't even have to ask him that, oh, please assist me. He just willingly took the cake and took it to the hall. And then we quickly did the setup for the cake. It was not easy carrying this cake down to this hall, but thanks to God and this chocolate ganache that we used for this cake, if not, with this stress, this cake is meant to have torn apart.
Omo, this cake try. If it's another cake, you don't break.
Not before that layer.
And this is a baker videoing ourselves. At this time, guests have already arrived venue. Like we literally stacked in front of the guests. Hey, I didn't have this confidence in me until now.
Let's put our hands together. Come on. For the newest couple in town. Yes. More like this. Oh, your people are your turn now. Let me kiss your baby. He not stab you. Oh, your Pina. She's hungry. She's already tired. She's tired for the day. She wants to eat.
The couple were enjoying our cake. Oh my god, you know that happiness you feel as a baker when you see a couple's enjoying their cake, like
Allow her. Let's see. No rush to drink. Let's see drink. Please, let's put our hands together for this wonderful couple. For what we're seeing right on stage. Why they feel themselves as the newest couple in town. Yes. Are we watching?
Victor and Gift's wedding ceremony was a success. We give God the glory for making this event to be a successful one. The wedding was almost over and it was time for sharing the cake to the guests. And here is what the guests have to say about our beautiful, delicious, sumptuous, moist and creamy cake.
I love the cake. It's very soft.
It is very nice. I enjoyed it. I'm the MC of this event. To introduce my name. This cake is lovely. Well done.
I see some beautiful pictures. That's it, guys. Thanks for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel.